Und we are back for the finals, yeah. This hand, not particularly good. It does have the wombo combo of Pit Fight and Knight of Obligation. I think we keep, but like we're wanting to come out with 2-drop, 3-drop, beat you down. And instead we've got 3-drop, 4-drop. It's a little terrifying to be playing against Gruul here. If they've got that scarred Guild Mage, the game could easily be over right now. Right now. Nope, okay, Simic. It was not uncommon for Simic to splash red for something. Zamek Guild Mage, that's a problem, but it's not an immediate problem. I don't have any double reds, so I can keep them off of what I'm playing one more turn. We're going to need to pit fight this eventually. But like they can't use it now. It's a Grizzly Bear for like the first 3 turns of the game. Late game it turns into a powerhouse, but it doesn't do anything right now. You're an elf wizard, Harry. And by doesn't do anything, I mean it hits us for like 2 points of damage for a while. We're not in a position to block. This is a flooding out Boros draw, which sucksers. We would happily trade that for the Guild Mage, so at least we're holding that back. What? Alright. I'll take a combat trick then. It just means they can't really force through the night. That's crazy. I thought for sure we were gonna get the value there, but that would appear to not be the case. I guess from their perspective, since it's going to take so long to activate, why bother? But especially with an evolved dude in play, like they've just got draw a card on a stick. And this is not exactly the most threatening creature in the game. It will eventually end the game. Verdant Haven, you say? Okay. I see what you did there. How do you feel about madcap skills on a Knight of Obligation? I'm betting you don't like it. Yeah, I'll take the extra damage here. That one. We're going to need to pit fight this turn too. And I'm trying to decide which I care about more. I guess I can always wait a little bit. Yeah, because if they've got a pit fight of their own, responding to it would be a pretty big game. Like opening myself up to get Simic Charm doesn't feel good, but that did let us get some beats in, which is not irrelevant. And if I end up doing it next turn, like mid-combat, that's not bad either. They're getting encouraged to play stuff so that the Krasis does something. If they don't play stuff, we know we don't need to use our pit fight. So many oculi. Alright, so I can still pit fight that now and have it be dead. It just feels like if their plan is to, yeah, I'd like to have other options here, but I don't. We have to swing in and let them pump, because what they may do is put a 3/5 in front of it. We pit fight it in response to the activation, and we've at least like answered 2 of their creatures. If they've got anything else, the game's over, but we're so flooded out, I don't think we can really play around that. I need to force damage before they empty their hand. And then them having less creatures on the board makes pit fight better. It makes Pit Fight better. Makes the Madcap skills better, as well as like a top-decked Act of Treason. They're just gonna let me kill one? Okay. All right, which one are we pumping? That one? Okay. So we get a 2-for-1, which starts to get us out of this, but we're still going to need some help. This can potentially kill them if they don't draw out of their mana screw. They're stuck on 4, but I mean that means that all 5 of their cards in hand are action spells. That's not going to stop me. I mean, it will eventually. I guess the Crisis is stopping me now. What's stopping me now is drawing all these lands. That is unfortunate. Our deck tops at, what, 5? Because we need a mugging to get in now, and even that's not great. And now that they've landed this, they can presumably start putting whatever Cypher spell shenanigans they've got on it. That's a good card. But I can't currently get through a 3/7. I see our path to victory involving Act of Treason and mugging. Probably not another mountain. But Mana Flood and Mana Screw is something that happens in Magic. It sucks when it's happening to you, but it does make the game more fun. That variance is involved. We've also got a little bit of game left, right? Like, they've got 4 spells. That's probably not going to be easy for us to beat. But we may be able to steal a game here somewhere. This is classic Simic nonsense. There you go. Alright, so Aerial Maneuver puts us to 6 first strike, which is not quite enough. It does mean I can reach up and touch a Crisis, which is just a 1-for-1. But I kind of don't hate being there. It's also potentially a way to force 6 damage in the air. I'm really nervous about going for it here, because if they've got a Simic Charm and bounce my dude, we're just riggedy wrecked. But we'll see what they get into. Rage Beast. Alright. We can at least get the Rage Beast off the table. The downside is I'm not really sure how we're winning from here, because these two are now fighting. The first strike doesn't actually work with fight. It does mean that we're only 3-for-1 by the Rage Beast, but it's going to 2-for-1 us anyway. So it's a question of, do you want the Rage Beast to still be on the board or not? At this point, we'd like it not to be on the board. Like, if first strike worked the way I'd like it to, that would have gone better for us, but it didn't. So that kind of 3-for-1 puts us even on cards with them. The problem is they've got 4 in hand and we just got nothing. Alright. This is why some people play 16 land Boros. I still don't think we can with the number of 5 drops this deck has. When you draw 12 lands and 5 action cards, you're not likely to get there. We can beat this deck. They're doing some slow things. And that's very good news for us. They win the late game, right? So we're like not even going to try to play that. So I'm not interested in these. I'm trying to decide if I want another Pit Fight. Like, it looked great there, but that was because we drew one of the cards that can interact with it. The Naft Squad Commandos are pretty bad. Like, I don't even hate a Foundry Street Denizen on the play, but that's red creatures? Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triggers in the deck. Yeah, I'm not playing a Mons Goblin Raider. That's not happening. I'll run this. I still think the Armored Transport Madcap skills plan could be something. This hand wants to hit white pretty desperately. We can mug their first creature. That doesn't super matter because like their first creature is not a must kill. So what are our chances with 9 white sources at 33? 3.5 turns. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. This hand is much better because if we're drawing lands, we're moving towards these guys, and if we're not drawing lands, we're drawing 2 drops. So this is a little less exciting than what we'd like, but it is acceptable. And it's another one of those where I'm like kind of glad that there are additional lands in the deck. Right, like your 16 Boros land is like, our 16 Boros deck is like, I don't know about this one. But anytime you can land a turn 2 Halberdiers, you're usually pretty happy. Happy, happy, happy. We will keep. Active Treason, I'd like it, but it's not what I want right now. I want either more 2-drops or lands. Ideally land 3-drop land, I guess. Like this hand kind of does want to hit all of its land drops. Because I feel like our route to victory against this opponent is being fast. All right, 2-drop we'll take. Just follow me up with another land, please. All right, that's acceptable. Doesn't it kind of look like he's presenting a pizza? Like, welcome to Pizza Hut, here's your pepperoni. We can technically force through that if they hit green with the aerial maneuver next turn, if we want to. No, we can't. That's just not enough. All right, Night Vale's an interesting card. I'm kind of screaming aerial maneuver if I attack with the Syndic too. And I wouldn't hate using it to block that and get them. So I think I'm just going to offer a trade here with the Night Vale. I don't think they're going to take it. If they do, we'll still use the aerial maneuver and we potentially missed out on some damage. Because I do want that dead. And I do want to keep my Halberdiers. But like if they were going to block there, they just easily slam the Syndic in front of the Frilled Oculus. All right. So we can attack with Halberdiers. Maybe they trade it there. Because this is the last turn that it's going to be relevant. Right? Like it's not attacking through that if they leave up the mana. So I think if they want to trade it for the Crisis, I'll let them. I don't think they're going to want to. Well, I was wrong. With the idea that the Angel blanks it. But here we are. They appear to be an experienced player. When it becomes blocked, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Sure. We're going to try to kill you with flyers now, is my new plan. I think it's a good plan. With a little bit of extortion going on for good measure. But they're now at 12. We've got 6 in the air. All right. You got a plan for that, it would appear. So what's at issue here is this guy's a great blocker. So that like they can't really attack into me now. We could try to get the Skyjack going. It just doesn't do a lot on this board. So I think we play the Cyclops It also gets a red spell out of our hand and leaves us the opportunity to play 2 spells next turn. And like, they can't really attack me back with anything other than the Scarab, and I can just block it here. I'd say like an Act of Treason would be good here, except it's the last card in our deck. So we're not getting that. Bomber Core doesn't look terrible here. We could at least trade it for a Crisis. And they are now out of cards with no attacks. That's not a bad spot to be in. So I can continue casting the 5-drops. Attacking here doesn't do anything. They can trade it for the Oculus, so I don't like that. We're basically waiting to see if they can deal with my Guardian of the Gateless. Madcap skills on the Assault Griffin would also be interesting, but I think I'm just going to continue casting the big things. I'd like to be getting some Extort triggers off of this, but I still feel like playing 2 spells in a turn could do something for me. Like a Mugging on one of these might do something. I'm wondering if I should offer the trade with the Assault Griffin for one of those. And the answer might be yes. Because then Mugging turns on the Guardian attacking, and it's just a better creature. I'll give myself one more turn to hit Martial Glory, because if we hit that, we've just got an absurd attack with both of them. Ember Beast lets us get an Extort trigger, but I think I want to go ahead and get one of these off the board, because we're going to be blanked by the Cloudfin Raptor as soon as they draw another creature, basically. We could also consider going for the Skyjack, but I think I just want to take a trade here, get one of the flyers off the board. Pit Fight's still very live. And then we'll just go with the Ember Beast doesn't legitimately have attacks, but it has blocks and it uses most of my mana. I'm scared of that Gruul Rage Beast. Like, as soon as that comes down, the game's over. Frilled Oculus we can handle. Again, it's starting to cause problems with the Raptor, but... Oh, there's a Mugging. That means we can actually start getting damage in. I'm not ready to throw anything away, but I'm certainly ready to try to deal some damage to my opponent. And this does let us play out our hand. Not as quick a clock as I wanted, but we'll take it. If I'm willing to throw something away, the Skyjack can get in there. Oh god, it's the Rage Beast. Game over, man. Now, there's not a lot of legitimate outs left. But Madcap Skills is one of them. Mountain is not. Because what we'd have to do is 6, 7, and then throw away some dudes to sneak through the Skyjack. So we need to do that and then hit another spell. And I think I needed it last turn for it to be a safe bet. Now we're drawing that. Oh, that's so bad. I mean, the good news is we get an Extort trigger, and if they're going to get super aggressive here, we may legitimately be able to finish them. I don't think they're going to get super aggressive, though. So, like, I can trade one of these two for that, or I can just take 6. That still leaves me the out of hitting Madcap Skills. Because now at 7, Madcap skills will kill them if I have 3 creatures to attack with and if they don't kill me this turn. That's a lot of ifs. Of all the things they could have done when we're just looking to draw 1 card to kill them drawing 3 cards is actually good for us because it means they're not developing the board and they're not likely to kill us right now. Worst thing to see would be another Verdant Haven because then there's not 1 card that stops us. All right, show me the... Yeah, they see the line. They see the line. Like, if they hit a creature and take out the Skyjack, I'm not convinced that we can win. Because I'm not extorting them to death. Damn it, and it was Madcap skills. Oh, that hurts so bad. If I still have that 3/1 flyer, they're dead. Dead, 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 dead. All right, since that's not the case, if I cast it on the Cyclops, they just double block it with the Rage Beast and the Scarab, which is fine. The problem is we're going to be dead too soon. I don't think I can... All right, so Sky Knight's 3 plus an Extort trigger. And then, yeah, I would need another land for Sky Knight Legionnaire to be an out. I mean, I guess to an extent... Let's see, that would be a 9-power attacker. What if I play it on the Cyclops and swing with the team? Then they probably just chump the Cyclops here, block this and that, take 3, 4. Does them being at 3 make anything lethal? I don't think so. Man, that was so rough. We needed them to basically get a little greedy with that combat trigger and say, no, I don't want to just use this as a removal spell for the 1 card that could kill me. Lag test. You are not lagged. I am just thinking. So if going for it this turn doesn't make any sense, is there a world in which I have another turn? And if there is, what do I have to draw? So I put it on this guy, swing team. They block, chump, and we're just dead on the crackback. I think I have to wait. And I'm not sure that waiting actually does anything. I may be just dead and drawing to 0 outs. I've already used aerial maneuver, so that's not an out. Because like drawing aerial maneuver and putting this flying would do it, but I don't have that anymore. Martial Glory might be what sneaks me out of this, if it's the top card. Martial Glory might do it. They need to make a mistake and not go for lethal here. It's like we're pretty close to dead just to these 2, and our blocks don't look terrific on the rest of this stuff. Okay, we get another draw. I'll take it. Bomber Core. Alright, that doesn't let me gain 2 life. It just doesn't actually do anything. We'll still go for it. I don't think going for it actually does anything. Yeah, we're just done here. I'll still swing team because that's how Boros would finish their game. But they've just got too many blockers. Unfortunate. What we really needed was some Fire Fist Strikers. That would have made this deck absurd. But here they just make a couple of chump blocks, eat some dudes, and it's game over, as they say. So this is Gatecrash. There are basically two very aggressive decks in the format with Boros and Gruul being those. Simic can have very aggressive decks. This is not a version of an exceptionally aggressive Simic deck, but there are ones. The reason we attack team is because we just can't interact with these two, so we're dead anyway. But there can be aggressive Simic decks, and there can be aggressive Orzhov decks. Like, it's not uncommon for Orzhov to have several Syndics, Assault Griffins, and Daring Skyjacks in here. There you go. The card I said that's just unplayable. They're like, nah, dog. It's not unplayable. What's up? Get wrecked. But it's a very fun format. I'd encourage you to try it out and play it. Just treat it similar to Origins. You don't have to be aggressive, but you do have to have things to do on turn 2 and 3. As long as you can do that, you can play this format and have a lot of fun. But we got our entry fee back, so I'll call that a victory, and I'm going to get off to practice Jund for the Modern RPTQ this weekend. So thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next week, likely with some Dragon's Maze. And do come by and check out the stream. It's at twitch.tv/Simulan. Have a good one.